This is Troy University. Just move on to the next slide. My name is Anindita, as we've already established that, the international recruiter for Troy here in India. Couple of points that we are going to cover as of now. We'll start off with the location of Troy University. What does it have to offer? How to make an application with us? Why should you choose Troy? And what to look forward to when you're at Troy, right? So to start off with, this is where our location is. We're in the southern side of the United States. Southern people are particularly famous for their friendliness, right? So we're a bunch of very, very friendly people. The university is very warm, very loving, just like a family. It's located in the state of Alabama, and we're located 30 minutes away from the capital city of Alabama, called Montgomery, right? So Montgomery is the capital city. Troy is a town which is 30 minutes away from Montgomery. It's an 820-acre campus. It's a massive, massive campus. You get the best of both worlds. You get your countryside campus, which gives you, your dream campus altogether. And then you get a city which is very close to you, the capital city of Alabama, just very close to you. You also have Atlanta, which is just 300 kilometers. Now, I know 300 kilometers might sound like a massive deal, but trust me, in these roads, it's hardly 3 to 4 hours away from our campus. And then you have the beaches of Florida, just 200 kilometers away, and they're hardly 2 hours, right? So very close to the beach, which means that the weather is pretty tropical. You're not going into into your university where you're going to freeze. We don't get white winters. Rarely we do that. But normally it is a pleasant weather. It would be around 20 to 25 degrees normally, and winters wouldn't be less than 10 or 12 degrees, right? And Troy, as I said, it's a small town. It's got only 20,000 people, but then 10,000 people are associated with Troy as students and faculty, etc. So we were established in 1887. That means we're in the education field for more than 150 years. We've got a huge legacy. Troy primarily has 3 campuses, which is one, the main Troy campus, Montgomery, which is the capital, of course, and Dothan. But primarily, I would recommend Troy because that's got the biggest campus and most infrastructure. Montgomery would be more for someone who is looking for a smaller degree, like an associate degree or something. We are SACS accredited, so you're going to a university that is accredited. And we're also considered to be Alabama's international university because we've got students from more than 80 different countries. So that gives us a very, very diverse population. So you would meet people from Asia, from Europe, from Africa, from India, of course, Americans, South America, etc. So it's a brilliant sort of an environment with different cultures coming in together. We're also considered to be one of the best regional colleges by Princeton Review. There are a couple of other rankings in our kitty, which I have not really posted down. I didn't want to bore all of you, but US News and World Report has also considered us to be one of the top 25 universities in the southern quadrant of the United States. We're also considered to be one of the top 20 universities under public. And I think our computer science department is considered to be one of the top 15 in the southeastern quadrant as well. So we do have a couple of good rankings in our kitty. We also have a 2 times AACSB accreditation for our business school. So we've got 5 colleges within the campus, and I'll get to that. But we've got a business school, which is a 2 times AACSB accredited B school. That makes us one of the top 130 colleges or business schools to actually have that globally. So we definitely have excellent infrastructure and excellent programs. Now, as a student, what do you get in the university? Do you get a building or do you get a community? So you definitely get a community. We have more than 250 to 300 academic programs. You can choose different subjects from, of course, Indian students have their typical selections, and that's absolutely fine. We also have dining and housing options on campus if you're interested, and they're very, very affordable. We have a very, very vibrant campus life. There's always something or the other happening. 15th August is just here, and our Indian students on campus are going crazy for a flag hoisting celebration and everything. And we have an Indian Association WhatsApp group that's just buzzing like every second. So yes, there is definitely a lot to do on campus. We do have transportation for students. What kind of transportations do we have? We have shuttles, buses, scooties, so those go bikes, rental options, a lot of things that can help take you around the 820-acre campus. We're also very, very big on safety, and I'll get to that. So for an undergrad student, our degrees are typically 4 years. For a graduate student, our degrees are typically 2 years, and then we have some doctorates as well. Not too many options with doctorates, but not too less as well. So we have around 5 colleges, as I was telling. Our first college is the College of Arts and Sciences. Some of the popular programs for undergrad are physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, geospatial sciences, marine biology, cybersecurity, computer sciences, electrical engineering. So these are some of our popular STEM designated programs. And then you have management, you've got marketing, accountancy, finance, et cetera, et cetera. So we've got a lot of good programs. Oh, risk management is a very good program. It actually ranks at number 10 in the United States, and we house it. So we're pretty proud of it. Then we have programs in psychology, in nursing, in education, sports management, tourism management, etc. So we've got a lot of good programs, and we can get to that discussion later on. And then our next, for masters, we've got cybersecurity, computer science and artificial intelligence, bioinformatics, cybersecurity, cloud computing and distributed systems, video game designing. We also have, see, I'm just losing track. So we've got around 6 specializations in computer sciences, which I think 7 specializations in computer sciences, which I think is a massive number. Then we have environmental sciences, biological sciences. We've got biomedical sciences as well. MBA, which is Masters in Public Health Administration, kinesiology. So a good number of programs. Of course, then we have management, where we have a lot of MBAs available. Master of Accountancy, Information System and Data Analytics is an MBA, but that's not STEM yet. So to just put it all together, our 5 colleges are the College of Arts and Sciences, which is primarily where all the STEM programs belong. I know that most of you would be excited for that. Then we have the Management School, which is the Sorrell College of Business. Then we have the College of Education, which is primarily for teaching and other teaching or education related programs, psychology or counseling as well. Then we have the College of Health and Human Services, which has nursing related programs or food management and those kind of programs. For nursing, we actually have bachelor's, master's, and a PhD, right? And last but not the least, we've got something in fine arts as well. For bachelor's, we've got graphic design, and then theater and music and dance and all of that, journalism. We've got some good masters in music as well. So it's a pretty good mix of a lot of different programs. And the best part of an education in the United States or with Troy is that you have the liberty to move around your curriculum or get, move around into a different college, explore new subjects, explore different curriculum. Or if you are not interested in your existing curriculum, you can always change your curriculum into a completely different area, right? So it's very flexible, and it's good to go to a university which has so many different offerings where you can, you can really explore yourself, right? Now, we're talking about tuition and fees. So the cost for an undergraduate degree is it's based on 24 undergraduate credit hours. It's approximately 1,164 per 3 credit hour online classes. Face-to-face classes would be, of course, different. So I'm just going to explain this to you in a simple way. If you can look at my slide, it has 2 sections called tuition and fees. Now, tuition is a bigger lot where your scholarship applies, and I will get into scholarship after some time. But this amount is your tuition, right? And then this is your fees. Now, what does fees mean? Fees means your library fees or your parking fees or exam fees or et cetera, all the kinds of fees that's possible throughout the year. It's all put in together, right? So a total amount for your undergraduate per year annual expense is $18,500 for an undergraduate student. For a graduate student, just add your tuition and fees and it comes up to $17,000, right? So annually, student responsibility is $18,500 and graduate responsibility is $17,000, right? I'm not going to talk to you about the online part. If you're interested, we can get into that later. Moving on is your living expenses, which is optional, but especially if students, you are below the age of 19, you don't have that optional, you'll have to live on campus for a year, right? So that expense is $10,500. Now $10,500 includes your dorm room, it includes your fooding, all your meals, it includes your books, it also includes your basic amenities, expenses like laundry or electricity or Wi-Fi, things like that, right? So 10.5 is everything included for 2 semesters. So a total of $29,000 for an undergraduate student, and for a graduate student, it's $27,500. And out of which your living and housing expense is, of course, it's optional. You can choose to live off campus and live according to your taste and your lifestyle and your expenses, your bracket and budget. But with Troy, this is what the expense looks like, and that is your I-20 amount, right? Now, of course, I'm sure people are thinking about scholarship opportunities. Scholarship opportunities are anywhere between 40 to 50% of your tuitions. Let's just go back. So 40 to 50% of this amount. So it can be anywhere between $6,500 to $7,800, and that depends on your merit, right? Couple of things that are required for your scholarships. Basic 2.5 GPA out of 4 is a basic for eligibility, right? And then you have your English proficiency test course, you have your TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, PTE test, SAT, etc. So anything you take is fine with us. We actually accept a lot of different tests. Right now, I think Duolingo is the most popular one because of COVID. People find it easier to take the Duolingo test. So minimum of 60% is what you need to be eligible. And then you have all of these English tests that you can take either one. If you talk about eligibility, so let's say a 6.0 in your IELTS or maybe 100 in your Duolingo is a basic requirement. And so we have the bifurcation for the other tests as well. You can ask me that personally later on. So for an undergraduate student, if you're looking for a scholarship or eligibility, you just need to have a good 10th and 12th result. And you need your English proficiency test. That's it. We do not need an SAT. We do not need an ACT. So it's just an English proficiency test score and your 10th and 12th. If you're still in your 12th and you don't have your results, that's fine. You can submit your predicted scores to us, which is primarily your pre-board exam scores. We can evaluate you based on that. And for graduate students, along with a 2.5, which is a minimum of 60%, you will also have to have an English proficiency test. And you might require a GRE or a GMAT exam score. So good news for all of you, if you're looking for computer science, we have waived off GRE requirements for 2022 spring, which is the January intake. And I think it might continue further as well. But other programs like biomedical sciences or biological or environmental sciences or even MBA, these subjects will require a GRE or a GMAT. That's a mandate. And in order to be eligible, you will need to have these graduate test scores. And also to get a scholarship, you will need to have these test scores. So a minimum of 300 on your GRE is required for you to be eligible for a scholarship. And a minimum of 500 on your GMAT is required for you to be eligible for a scholarship, right? If you don't want a scholarship, you just want to be eligible into Troy, you can apply to us with a minimum score of 286 in your GRE as well, and a 450 in your GMAT, right? So GMAT and GRE, remember students, it's always either or. We don't need both the tests at once, and GMAT is primarily just for management students. We also have graduate assistantships and teaching assistantships opportunity at Troy. You will have to be enrolled as a student to apply for them. They're very competitive, but if you get that, then we waive off the rest of your student financial responsibility as well. So always a good to go for that. Now, we'll discuss the tuition and fees and scholarship in a while. If you have any questions, maybe on Q&A. I just want to share with you all the other areas, or just some snippets of how the university really looks like. So if you can look at the 3 images out here, this is a very vibrant day at the dining hall at Troy University. So you can see, if you can just like look at the top, the number of flags that are out there. So it's a huge, oval area, this dining hall, and we've got around 80 flags out there representing all the different students that are eating together. So it's definitely an amalgamation of all the cultures together sitting. And there are, I think, 25 different cuisines from different countries that are being served out here. So you get your typical American food, you'll get your Asian food, salads, and Italian, etc., etc. So you get a lot of options out there. And then down here would be a typical dorm room, which is the very basic kind if you're going for a twin sharing room with someone. We also have a more premium option right here. These are apartment style options where you can have your personal room and bathroom and everything else. So it really depends how you want to live. And I think some of these apartments, they also have a kitchen. So if you're someone who knows how to cook and don't want to miss the food of India, that's the best one to get. Okay, so about campus life, we've got more than 200 social clubs and organizations. Somebody recently opened up a club where people just sit together and make each other feel good. So Happy Thoughts is the name of that club. So if you're someone that comes up with an idea, you can open up your own club. So we really do appreciate students coming in with their own creativity and their own ideas and contributing to the culture of Troy. So we definitely have amazing social clubs and organizations that you can be a part of. I think Indian students tend to go into ISA as soon as they come into Troy. ISA is the Indian Student Association Club. They do everything from Diwali to New Year to I don't know what they do. They just do everything. And then you have Troy Athletics that you can go into. If you are somebody that likes athletics, you can go ahead with that. Intramurals. Then there are entertainments out there. We do have a theater at the university, so you can visit a theater and have a movie night. They're just $2 movie nights sometimes that we throw out for our students. There are art exhibitions. There is a museum within the campus. So if you're someone who's an art fanatic, you would really like that. How do you get around at Troy? So we have a lot of shuttle routes which run Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. around the campus, in and around the campus. There are night shuttles that run from 4 p.m. to 9:30. And if you want to reach a service and you're probably lost or you just want to go out in the middle of the night, you can always call for a service. There are regular services that come from the airport to the university. And also there's Walmart, which is very close to the university. So you can get your shopping and everything done. And the university actually provides these buses and they're free of cost for students to use, right? So you can get your weekly shopping and everything done, groceries and all from Walmart, right? Safety wise, for girls and boys and everyone, I know if parents are out here and if you're really worried about what's going to happen to my child and they're going to the US and going to be there all alone, I think Troy is one of the best universities that you can send your child to. It's a very, very good and friendly community. So we've got a 24/7 police service that's available on campus. They patrol the campus by foot, by bikes, by cars. If a student is feeling unsafe, the police officer is supposed to escort that student to their dorm room or wherever they're located at, wherever they're living off campus as well. We also have secret witness hotlines to report any crime or anything that they don't like. So that helps keep the campus safe as well. We are also a university that actually makes our crime statistics public every year, and you can find that report online for Troy University, and you could very well see that we have the least, sometimes zero, crime record in the university. It is a tobacco-free campus, so smoking is not allowed on campus. We do provide vehicle assistance as well, and it is a gun-free campus. I think one of the biggest concerns for many students and parents is gun violence, which is something which is very common in the United States. We have remained gun-free for many, many years now, and we pride ourselves in that. We've not had any incident with gun violence since. So that was a little bit about safety. And now about sporting events. So we've got American football, we've got basketball, baseball, tennis, soccer, and we also have golf. We've got, I think, badminton. There's an Indian cricket team as well. They don't participate in national leagues or anything, but just for fun, they have that. But our students, they actually play national. We've also had a student, and I think that was related to shooting or something. I'm not really sure about it. He just won gold in the Olympics, and he was a Troy pass out 3 years back. So we're very, very good when it comes to athletics. If you are someone who is interested in sports, definitely should consider Troy. So this is how the admission process really works. You make an application through the website, create an application, international application. I think Richard can help you out with that. The second step would be to submit all of your documents in PDF copies to Richard. You can also, I think, upload this portal where you can upload your documents to the website as well. The application fee is $50. We do not have any waivers at the moment, but maybe you can stay tuned with our social media, Troy International on Instagram or Facebook, and you can probably get updates when we have some application fee waivers. We also actually update Richard as he's one of our trusted agents when we have these app fee waiver drives. So you can probably make use of that. But other than that, it's just $50. We try to keep it minimum. And once you're admitted, the overall admission process takes 14 business days. So in order for me to start your admission process, I need to have all of your documents, and we'll get to that. So once I have all of your documents, it takes us 14 business days to evaluate and get back to you with an admit letter, a scholarship letter, and an I-20, right? Next step would be obviously to go for your visa and arrive at Troy. Okay, so these are the documents that are required in order to make an application. Now, if you are an undergraduate student, then this is what you're required. I need your 10th and 12th mark sheet and certificate. So you just can't submit your mark sheet. You need to send me the certificate. If you don't have it while you're applying, that's fine. You can submit it to us later. We will need your English proficiency test score. And I think apart from IELTS, all the other test scores need to be reported electronically to the university directly. If you're a student who doesn't understand what that means, Richard can help you out with that. We will need your financial statement of $29,000, which was the I-20 amount for 1 year, right? We'll need that, and a sponsor letter. Of course, a student in class 12 will not be paying for himself or herself. So a sponsor letter from their father or mother or whoever is planning to sponsor their education, stating that I will be taking responsibility of the student's education. And then a passport copy. That's it. And if you have an essay, a statement of purpose, an essay can also do good to your profile. So overall, these are the requirements for undergraduate. Pretty simple, not really that difficult. Now for masters, we will need an application fees. We will need your degree transcripts, which is semester by semester transcripts, which you get at the end of every semester. Okay, so all of that. We'll need a consolidated mark sheet, which will have all of your marks or your results in one page. We will also need a degree certificate or a provisional degree certificate if you've not got your degree certificate. But if you are a student who's still enrolled in, let's say, the final semester and you've made an application with us, we can admit you based on a bona fide saying that you're still enrolled into your university. English proficiency test score, GRE or GMAT scores that needs to be reported to Troy via ETS. 3 letters of recommendation that can come from your faculties, financial statement, sponsor letter. Financial statement would be for 27,500, sponsor letter, and a passport copy page, right? And any other additional documents, if that may be required, depending on program to program, we can make a request for that as well. But other than that, this is the overall gist of what are the requirements. So I think we can go into having some Q&As. Richard, if you would like, you can take over from here.
Ananta, thank you very much. Lovely presentation, explaining a lot of things and making a lot of things clear to all of us about Troy University, the scholarship, the admission requirements, and how to apply. Does Troy accept 3 years degree for masters?
We do accept 3 years degree. So there are 2 ways to go when it comes to a bachelor's, which comes with 3 years. So you can either take a WES evaluation, and if your WES evaluation has 120 credits or more, then you will not have to, you can just directly join your master's degree. But if your WES evaluation is less than 120, what Troy does is we'll ask you to take 1 year of bachelor's with us prior to starting off with your master's. So it's going to be a 1 + 2 year degree, but you can definitely apply. You will not be rejected basis your 3 year bachelor's.
So Buddhisayata, that's your answer that, one, you would not lose a year probably because your bachelor's in US is 4 years. And there's also a chance that if you have sufficient credits, then you would be directly get into the master's program. The next question is from Shruti. Do Troy offers doctorate program in biotechnology?
Unfortunately, I don't have a doctorate for biotechnology. No.
Okay. What about medicine? Do Troy offers medicine?
No, we just have, for health and human services, we just have nursing related programs, but not medicine.
Okay. PhD programs, what type of PhD programs does Troy have?
So for PhD, we've just started a leadership program, which is under management. So you can go for leadership. We have sports management. We've got PhD there. We've got a PhD in nursing, which you can go ahead as well. And yeah, I think for nursing, we have 2 different kinds of PhD that you can go for. So this is all that we have when it comes to PhD.
Aka, media related, you spoke about journalism, mass communication.
Journalism.
Yeah.
Yes, for bachelor students, we do have options for journalism. You can either go into broadcasting or you can go into, I think that is mass communication as a specialization as well. Yeah.
I guess that's all. I just want to test my memory. Let me know if I have been watchful enough for your presentation. One, basically in Troy, you don't need a SAT-1 exam to apply for a bachelor's program. If you have good academics and if you have IELTS score, then you have a chance of getting 50% scholarship on your tuition fee. When I'm saying tuition is tuition, not fees, which is a good amount. Troy is a public university, ranked university, so overall the cost is quite less. And when it comes to 50%, the cost of education becomes a lot more manageable. The MBA or the management programs are AACSB accredited, which is one of the top accreditation. Probably India has a couple of universities which are AACSB accredited. So your management, your computer science program doesn't require GRE, and you process the application in 15 days.
14 business days. I would also like to just add just like to talk about careers post what happens once you're done with your degree. So at Troy, we try to do as many career fairs as possible. So when you join in as a student at the university, you're actually exposed to career fairs from the very first semester, right? So If you're a management student, you would probably, so Troy as a university hosts 2 career fairs a year, and then individual departments will have their own career fairs. So management has around 7 to 8 career fairs. They're very, very active. Then the College of Sciences have around 5 or 6 career fairs that happen overall throughout the year. So we've had a success. So for our Indian students or international students, we've had around 92 to 98% success when it comes to recruitments. So some of our popular recruiters, first I'd like to just talk about CGI. CGI is one of the Fortune 500 companies. It's located right outside campus. And we have a lot of internships, a lot of recruitments that happen through CGI. So we have Microsoft, Amazon, Bank of America, Synergy, Capgemini, et cetera, et cetera. So these are some of your tech companies. For management, we actually sometimes even reach 100% when it comes to recruitment. And College of Business actually has, so I think all of our colleges have a Troy Career Instagram page, or they have their individual Instagram page where they have all the companies that recruit these students. One of our students recently got placed at Colgate at a total package of $120,000, which I feel is pretty good, wow. Right? So the average pay scale can range anywhere between $85,000 to $120,000 annually. So not bad.
Wow. So that's good, good information about students for placements, that you have almost placement throughout the year, most of them twice, 5 times a year, and, department having it separately. So probably a lot of your students can connect with the industries, and your good success rate of about 90%, which is 92, 98%, which is very good.
Yes.
So there's a question from Alina. Is archaeology related study available?
We have something with geospatial sciences, but it's got a couple of subjects with archaeology, but no, I don't have a full-blown program for archaeology. Very interesting programs that I'm getting from these students.
So ARCA has basically, a question for engineering and technology related courses like robotics, soft. You are computer science program, so yes. You want to say something about that?
Is ARCA looking for bachelors?
ARCA, are you looking for bachelors or masters? What about bachelors?
At bachelors, okay. So yeah, for engineering, you've got, I think you've got electronics, you've got electrical engineering, you've got cybersecurity, and you've got computer sciences. So there are not too many specializations like robotics or mechatronics that happens from the base itself, because you need to understand the foundation of these subjects. So let's talk about computer sciences. When you go into the masters for computer sciences, as I said, we've got around 7 different specializations for CS, but for bachelors, we don't tend to put these specializations, is because you're just building your base. And American education is very different than Indian education, but it will give you the freedom to explore programs towards robotics or towards mechatronics or towards AI. But we will not be able to give you a complete specialization. It's because right now you're just learning the basics of it, right? When you're into your masters, that's when you actually sort of go into delve deep, do your research, do your projects and everything. And that's when we can really give you a complete specialization. However, cybersecurity, which is right now a very popular sort of a field, does not need for such a strong foundation for computer sciences, because it can have a different area as well. So for that, we do have a bachelor's program which you can pursue from the very beginning. Yes. So software related study, biometric voting systems, and everything will be a part of your curriculum. You will explore everything. So the good thing about having computer science is you're just doing a bachelor's in computer sciences, because you get to explore a lot of different areas, and then you can probably choose what works for me and then select your electives like that. So American education system is based on core subjects and electives. And the electives is what really designs your curriculum. So if you as a bachelor student is looking for, let's say you're studying computer sciences, but I don't know, biotechnology makes more sense to you, or maybe artificial intelligence makes more sense to you. You start selecting electives that are towards or geared towards artificial intelligence. But that does not mean that you don't explore cloud computing. You might like cloud computing, right? You might find that more interesting. So that's the reason we sort of give you the option to move around and explore everything. And then, of course, yeah, you can gear your curriculum towards a specialization as well.
Perfect. So, the US education system offers a lot of flexibility. You can choose, you can play around, you can talk to this counselor while you are talking about what to take, and they will guide you in deciding your subjects that you can take. So a lot of options available. Thank you. Thank you, Anandita, for that wonderful presentation, for explaining everything to us. I will just share my screen just to end the
also just before I leave, I would just want to just for Arka, because he's been so interesting, just paste a link in the chat box for the academic catalog for Troy University's computer science program. As a student, if you could just go through that for computer science and see what are the different subjects that are out there, and you would be surprised.
Arka, one important thing is that for undergraduate, you don't need SAT-1. I assume that you have a good academics and a TOEFL or IELTS, and you would be eligible for a 50% scholarship, which is a good. And let me tell you, if I'll just tell you something. This 50% scholarship is just not for 1 year. Yeah. If you maintain your GPA, it is for each year of your undergraduate study. So it's all 4 years. Am I right?
Yes, yes. So if you're able to keep up your GPA, we keep giving you the scholarship over and over again.
So you are going to earn or you are going to save a lot of money. So, and public university being Troy University being public university, overall the fees are quite reasonable. So you would do a lot of savings. Thank you, Anandita, for that wonderful presentation, for answering all the questions. You are always awesome and you rock. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Goodbye, everyone.
Okay. So before we end, I just want to say that we have our webinar on 37 days and it just keeps building up. Understand that each webinar is important because each university is different. So every university has different to offer. So unless until you don't attend, you will not understand. All those SASBO series, all those other things can wait because you can see those recorded, but this live session is so important, you don't want to miss it because you can ask your questions, you can get your doubts cleared, you know what it is offering and whether that offering that is offered is to your liking and make an application. In case you are interested basically to have a Zoom one-on-one session for Troy, please click on the link and you can have the Zoom one-on-one. So what my thing is that don't complain about the timings, don't give any excuses, share this webinar with as many people and be on time for the webinar. Tomorrow, basically, we are going to cover input, process, output as basically success skills. And the student questionnaire would be, how does the credit system work for bachelor's program in Canada? University presenting is Mount Allison University, and we will be having Mr. Sujit Rajput as the presenter. Now, he is a marketing manager with 45 years experience in the industry. Now, it starts at 6:30, but we will log in at 6:20. So I suggest you start logging in at 10:20 and see that you also invite your friends and families when you come next time. The Student University Webinar 4 is the largest live Student University webinar on Zoom and Facebook. It is the largest in the world. It's a 37 days live from 13th August to 2nd October. It will be there from Friday. So tomorrow there is no Student University webinar. So it will be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. We have 37 foreign universities participating from 10 countries. We will be having 37 different student questionnaires. Today we had on medical and health insurance. Every day we'll have different questions asked by which will be answered by the university officials. We have 37 success skills which will be covered by me. A lot of application fees, scholarships, which I've already told, Q&A sessions. unlimited Zoom one-on-one meeting. If you want to have a meeting to discuss your profile with me, to understand whether your profile is eligible or not, or to discuss any other constraints, you can have a Zoom one-on-one meeting. Follow and like on Facebook and on Instagram. Now you can support us. You can join our volunteer WhatsApp group. You can, probably the group link will help you. You can forward this link to your family, friends. I'm telling this again and again because it is, if we are offering this free, we are offering this for you. And if all of you can take the benefit, it is good. Invite, basically, you can also basically share your feedbacks. The 10 students who have best feedbacks will get a student study abroad counseling for 1,000 rupees. My counseling fees are 40,000 rupees, but I will offer you 1,000 rupees. And the Zoom one-on-one session is absolutely free for you. Refer and support this cause, because by doing that, you will basically do good for yourselves. You will be also basically be rewarded in this process. May God bless you. Happy Independence Day.